Hi guys, this is Jay again. We will look at the Wipro stock now. This stock also has been in a strong uptrend on the weekly basis, and now I will show you why I have initiated a new position in this one. Okay, let's see. So here in this stock you can see the daily closing. The stock has not closed below the low of this bearish candle. Okay, here. So the best place of this has taken place in a place of resistance which was easily broken by the stock. Okay, huge up move, gap up opening and gap up moving. So this is a very important place. Why this place of importance is because the closing price, the stock has not closed the daily chart. In the daily chart, the stock has not closed below the low of the previous bearish candle. We will only observe the bearish candles here. Okay, so our buying point will be, what is the high of this candle? 486, low is 467. Always understand that you will select the stock based on the weekly EMA. If the 10-day weekly EMA is showing an uptrend, that is, if the stock is closing above the 10-day weekly EMA, this is the stock which you have to select for the trade. You will go to the daily chart of the stock and you will observe if on the daily chart the stock is not closing below the low of the bearish candle. Both these candles should be bearish candle and the stock should not close below the previous bearish candle. If this is happening, then at a point where there is a previous resistance, this is the place you want to buy the stock. So which is the best point of buying? The point of buying is this place where the previous current candle has not closed below the previous bearish candle low, and the half of the candle, that is the best buying point. So here if you get the stock at the lowest point, that is also fine, but okay, the stop loss will be 472.5, that is just below the bearish candle, whichever is lower. That is, if the first candle here, see in this place, in this trade, the first bearish candle is low, which is the lowest point of the first. When I say the first bearish candle, I am meaning this one. Okay, this candle whose high is 488.9 and low is 469. It has made a low. Now on the second, that is when you see from this end, that is the third candle's low here has not closed below the low of the second bearish candle, right? So here the second bearish candle and the third bearish candle has given clue. The third bearish candle has given a clue that this point of resistance is a good point for trade. Now we will see this and we will initiate a position not above, that is very important, not above half of this candle. That is, if you place a trade here, then you are risking 483 to 466. That is a huge SL. Okay, you don't want huge SL. You will give only half SL, maximum half of the selling point, maximum half of the point. So here your SL will be below 467, that is low of this candle, and you have initiated a position here. Now let's see Next day the market went up. Suppose you have bought it. The next day what happens is the market has not closed below this SL point. If it closes, then you are out of the trade. That's all. Now the next day again the market has not closed below this trade. Again the next day bears are trying to close, but here also see, here also there is a strong bearish candle. There is bearish move, but this move has not closed below the low of the previous bearish candle. So this is also tells us that there is some accumulation that is going on here. Okay, now we will wait, and this is the point where we have bought. You can even buy at half of this point, right? Half of this candle you can get a trade. So even tomorrow there is a chance for a trade at 472. Okay, right, you can buy at 472.5 to be precise, right? And your stop loss will be below 467. That is just a 5-point stop loss, 1% almost stop loss. Okay, good luck. Hi guys, this is Jay. Welcome to another video of Trade Story. Today we will discuss about outside pivots and perfect pivots. There is actually not a very big difference about this thing. Both are pivots, but sometimes we ignore them as pivots, and so this is the main reason why I have made this video. See, outside pivots and perfect pivots. Let's see what this is. See, this is a perfect pivot here. If we closely observe, this is the main middle candle of the pivot. This is the pivot point, and this is the main middle candle of the pivot. The high of this pivot is higher than the high of the first and the third candle. Okay, the second candle or the main middle pivot candle high is higher than the high of first and the third candle. And look at the lows of this candle. The low of the main middle pivot candle is higher than the low of first and the third candle. When this all or both these conditions are formed, this is when we say that it's a perfect pivot. Main thing to observe here is the highs of the first and the third candle should never be above the high of the middle or the main pivot candle, and the lows of both these candles, that is the first and the third candle, should be below the low of the middle pivot candle. We'll just repeat this again. The high of the main middle pivot candle should be above the high of the first and the third candle, and the low of both the first and the third candle should always be below the low of the main middle candle. In these conditions, we can say a perfect pivot has formed. Perfect pivot high has formed. Okay, now we will see a perfect pivot low. How does this form? The low of the main middle candle of the pivot is lower than the first and the third candle. The low of the main middle candle is lower than the first low of the first and the third candle. And what about the highs of the candle? The high of the main middle pivot candle is lesser, or it is always the highs of the first and the third pivot candle is always higher than the high of the main middle candle. Okay, we will just concentrate on the lowest and the highest part. Okay, so that there is no confusion in this. We will go again. In case of pivot high, when a perfect pivot high is formed, the high of the main middle candle is always higher than the first and the third candle, and the lows of these candles, that is the first and the third candle, are always lower than the main middle candle. In case of pivot lows, the low of the main middle candle is always lower than the first and the third candle, whereas the highs of both the first and the third candles are always higher than the main middle candle. So this is when the perfect pivot is formed. Now we will see how an outside pivot is formed. See here, there is an outside pivot formed. In the case of an outside pivot, the low of the main middle candle is the lowest, but here an inside candle is formed. The small green candle is an inside candle, and this candle's high has not crossed above this main middle candle. So a perfect pivot is not formed here because the high of the third candle has not crossed above the high of the main middle candle. So this is not a perfect pivot low. This is an inside candle, and an outside pivot candle has engulfed totally this inner candle. So hence an outside pivot is formed here. The first candle, the second main middle candle, the third candle is inside the main middle candle, and now the fourth candle's high is above the high. Okay, here in this case, the high of the fourth candle has also not crossed above the high of the main middle candle. Fifth candle, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. The fifth candle high has crossed above the high of the main middle candle. So this is a double outside pivot, or outside pivot we can call in simple terms. So this pivot and this pivot both are considered as pivots only, but we can call them different names like outside pivot and perfect pivot. See, even this case, in this case, there is an outside pivot which has formed. See, this third candle is inside the main middle candle. So this is the first candle, this is the second candle, main middle candle, third candle is inside the second main middle candle, and now we can consider the fourth candle as the third candle. So this is also an outside pivot, right? So I hope you understand the point. We should not see or feel like a pivot is not formed in this case. This is also a pivot, but these are outside pivots. Okay, this is a perfect pivot. How do we understand this? The high of the main middle candle is well above the high of the first and the third candle. So this is a perfect pivot trend. I hope you understand how to analyze pivots now. Okay, we will slowly move to analyzing multiple time frames now, and with that we will be able to do daily analysis of charts and take trades with this. Okay, goodbye for now. Okay guys, now we will analyze the next stock, that is Chambal Fertilizer. Why I have selected this stock? Okay, see again in this place you can actually buy this stock tomorrow, because even okay, suppose if you had bought it at this place, the support has, we have not reached the support zone. Still, suppose, see, this is the place where you can buy the stock. See, the bearish candle, the second bearish candle has not closed below this bearish candle. This is a good point for buying, but the resistance, that is the previous resistance, is far away here, so it's a bit risky to do this. So that's why it has failed. Again, let's see what happens. See, here there's a bearish candle, and first, second, third, fourth candle, that is the today's candle, 30th January candle, is this bearish candle has closed above the previous bearish candle. And where is this formed? This has formed near the zone. Which zone? The zone of previous resistance, which was crossed easily by this stock. So here you can take a trade. When? Tomorrow you can take a trade at 364 or so, that is half point. If you are buying above this point, you can certainly do that, that's okay, but then your stop loss will be bigger. Suppose if you are buying above this point, that is 373 or something, then your stop loss will be 373 minus this point. What is this? The previous pivot low, there is the swing low, 349. So that is a huge stop loss, you know, that's around 24 points. So 24 point means it's like a huge stop loss. So that is risky. I wouldn't recommend this. Or you can do one thing. The best thing would be buy at the half of this point, that is around 363 level. So then the stop loss is almost half now, that is 12 points somewhat. Okay, 3% stop loss is somewhat fine now, right? So you can buy at that point. And what will be the target? Okay, I have not discussed about the target in my videos. So actually the art of target taking is a very difficult thing. You can always set a stop loss and take that stop loss, but target is a bit hard to do. So you can either, I will just show you how to place targets in my next video. Okay, please watch that one. Okay guys, we will select 3 stocks in this video. Okay, so again, basic rule. What is the basic rule? The basic rule of selecting a stock is, on the weekly chart, the stock should close above 10 EMA. the stock should always be closing above 10 EMA on a weekly chart, so that we can confirm it is in a weekly uptrend, strong weekly uptrend. Strong weekly trends or strong trends always are above 10 EMA. Please note this point. Strong trends are always uptrend when they are closing above 10 EMA. Now we will see on the daily chart how a weekly strongly trending Bharat Forge has behaved. Okay, so let's see. Here this is a support point, which is a support point, resistance point. 1226 is a good resistance point. And what has happened here? See, on the resistance point, that stock has, the stock always, the basic rule is the stock should always go beyond this resistance point and cross it in a strong way. Okay, has this crossed? Yes, okay, somewhat strongly it has crossed, but then in this point it has not crossed strongly. Okay, here the bearish candle, that is the 3rd January candle, has not gone below the 2nd January candle. But at this point, even though this is a place of buying, the stock has not crossed this point strongly. It has just crossed, that's all. So we cannot take trade on this position, right? That means it will be a bit risky if you take this. On the other end, see, now after that the strong has crossed again and it is up certain points above this resistance point, and now the stock is coming down. Okay, we are not going to do anything here again. No, nothing done. So what has happened today? We will observe what has happened today. Today the stock has closed, that is today on the 30th Jan, the stock has made a bearish candle move, and then this bearish candle move, this is very important, this bearish candle has not crossed below the previous bearish candle of 25th Jan. Very important. Where has this been taking place? At a resistance point. At a resistance point zone this is taking place. So where will we be going to buy tomorrow? We will be buying at 1228. That is the best point. You can even buy at 1208 or any point, but your stop loss will always be 1180. Okay, stop loss will be 1180, that is 25 or 30 points, right? Now you will now I had mentioned about the target. Okay, so in this case your target will be very low, because see, from this point the next resistance will be around 1290. So there is two choices which you can make. Okay, one thing is you can either place a target at a near about 1274 or something, 275, somewhere near this close, right? Or you can wait with half your position. You can close, if you are trading in 20 shares, you can take off 10 shares at this point near around 1275, and then when the market, suppose if the market is crossing this point again, then you can hold that other half and book profits at this same point move. There is if the current point move is 1230 to 1270, that is about 60 or 65 point move. In that case you can set a target of again 60 point move. So that would be the best place to take off your trade, right? So that is about the target setting. Now we'll move on to now Car Corporation. Yes, this is another stock. Now if you observe this one, again strong move past this resistance point. Now the stock has strongly trended. Okay, this is very good move, and then the stock is now trying to close below this point. See, this is good. This bearish candle of 17th January is good. This is a place to take a trade, but this point is not near this previous resistance point, so we'll wait and wait. Okay, here also okay, not good. Now see this one. Okay, on 29th Jan there is a bearish candle which has not closed below the low of this 24th Jan. So 29th Jan close could not take the low of 24th Jan. We will be placing stop loss at 101. That's the previous swing low before, and the best place to trade will be, see, you could have taken buying at 113, but the market gave you another chance to take it 109. Now these two candles have closed, so even this is a valid signal to take. You can buy at 111 or whichever point which is good. That is, if the market is coming down again, your risk will be low, but you can't surely say that the market is not going to go up. Okay, it might go up very strongly here, right? So you will be waiting and you will miss that point. So you can the best idea would be to take around 111 or something. 111 would be a good place to buy tomorrow. Target will be 124 or 122. Near about 120 you can set the target. So from 111 you are going for a 120 target. So 9-point target there, and your stop loss will be same 11 points. So that's a bit too much now, but still, if you're interested, you can take the trade. 1:1 almost risk reward, more than 50% chance of working, so you can decide whether you should go for a trade or not. All right, anyway, I have initiated my position on the previous stocks. Tomorrow I might get into this stock also. Now this is Tata Steel, now the last stock for the day. Now what is happening here, let's see. Strongly crossed the previous resistance, not very strong but somewhat. Now it is in the consolidation phase. Okay, here the bearish candles are not closing below the previous, are always closing below the previous points. This is not good resistance point. Okay, we will see what is happening. All right, yes, see this point here, the bearish candle has not closed below the previous bearish candle. This is a good point to buy. You could buy at this opening itself. See, yesterday you could have bought the stock at the opening at 134. Even today there was a chance of buying at 134.5 or 135. You could have easily bought this one. Your stop loss would be 128, that is previous swing low. Why this is important? This point is important because this bearish move, the bearish candle has not closed below the previous bearish candle at a point of previous resistance, which might be a good point of support for the next trade. So if the stock is about to shoot, then it will shoot from this point, right? So what will be your target now? Stop loss is 128, previous swing low, very easy, right? Now previous you could even keep the stop loss as 129, but if there is a good swing low which was tested multiple times, then that is the best point to take. That is the best point for stop loss, I would suggest. So I feel this is a good point. Now target will be, yes, correct, around 139, 140, right? 140 you can take. Okay, so 140 will be the target. $135 was the entry point almost, right? So 5-point target and 7-point stop loss. Again, place where you will have to make a decision, but then, as you all know, you have to take risk in the stock market. You won't get reward without this risk. But another good thing is the chances of this happening is more than 70%, you can say, because that's how the market is strongly trending upwards now. The stock is already above 10 EMA on the weekly, so there's a good place, and there has been a consolidation for a while now, so perfect time to buy. Okay, see you on the next video. Bye bye. Hello guys, in this video I would teach you how to select a stock, and whenever you are in a big stock like a large cap stock like Infosys, how you should manage your positions. Now let's see what is happening in this stock. So before everything, we have to first draw, especially beginners, they should first draw support and resistance level. This is a resistance and this is a support, correct? So the stock has bounced from the support level and it is about to touch a resistance level. But most of the people, what they do is, the traders forget the resistance at the left hand side. We should always move by looking at the left hand side first. So here on the left hand corner, what is seen? Let's see. Here you can see a resistance which was already taken out by the market. This is the point at 1900 range. You can see a resistance. Okay, this resistance was taken out by the market and the market used it as a support here at this level. You can see at this level the market has used it as a support and tried to bounce it from there, but then it could not sustain that bounce and it again came back to the previous support. Now at the previous support the market bounced back and now it has tried to reach the next resistance, but then now what is happening is at the point of 1864 on the daily chart, you can see, I will just zoom it a bit, you can see that the market has tried to go down, but then bulls are here. The bulls are trying to take the market up. Again there is some sort of resistance there. Bears have come up at this point and you must see the place or the point where all this is taken place. So this is taking place at this level, okay, where there's a very high chance that the market might
get its resistance and it may move back down. So in this place, if you are at this place, I would always suggest you to get out of your position all at once, or at least scale out half of your position. Thus, if you are owning 100 stocks, this is the best place to remove your position of 50 stocks, because you don't know what will happen here. There is a big chance that the market might come down and reach up to this support level. Okay, so always consider the resistance at the left hand side first. See whether the market has bounced from there, and if the market has gone below that point and is again reaching that point, and if it was previous support point, then there is a very high chance that there will be another resistance at that point. So it is very risky to hold position at this point. Guys, Tips Music Limited is the stock I suggest you to buy tomorrow. The stock is trading at 924, and on the weekly chart, as you can see, the stock is in a definite uptrend, and here the small bearish candles which you can observe is that the candles are too small, and this means that the bears are not so strong in their position. They are not taking the prices down very rapidly. So that means there is some accumulation that is taking place in the chart, that is in the stock, and there's a high tendency of bulls to take the price higher. This means that the bulls are feeling that they may not be able to buy at a lower price, so they are bidding the price higher at great speed. Now when you look at the weekly closely, the bears tried to take the price down, but again the bulls took the price more than 80% now. And so on the weekly chart, this means that the bulls are too bullish in this stock. Now let's go to the daily chart analysis. In the daily chart, the stock is here you can see, just a minute. Okay, this is 5 minutes. Let's move to daily. Yes, so on the daily chart, what you can see is the stock is moving upwards from a support zone. On the daily also, the price is in an uptrend. Now of course, if the weekly is in an uptrend, the daily also should be in an uptrend. But still, here also you are not finding any tight ranges. Here in this area, you can see that there is an accumulation taking place and the price has moved higher. Now the price came to the support line, and rapidly again the bulls are taking the price or bidding the price higher. Now the sellers, they try to take the price down, but now at the support price, the stock is respecting this support area very much, and the price is taken by the bulls very rapidly. So in the daily chart also, you can observe that the bulls are trying to bid the price high so that they are able to acquire this stock in large quantities. Okay, so this is the very good area to buy the stock. In most probable cases, the stock will break out and give a good run. Okay, all the best.